Hello and welcome to today's Soulmate Pick card reading. This is a very exciting reading. I am recording this first part after having already read all 4 of the piles because I just wanted to come back and tell you something very exciting that happened. And that is that when I was reading these piles, I wanted to tell you that it's a very strong reading because I'm using 2 different tarot decks, the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck and by John Holland, and the Legacy Tarot deck by, I don't really know how to pronounce his name or her name, Ciro Marchetti. Both beautiful decks, a lot of symbolism in both of them, and in a lot of cases, all of these readings actually, the same cards were coming out across both of the decks, and for me that's a huge confirmation that the energy is extremely strong and that the message is as clear as day. So I just wanted to share that really exciting piece of news with you, that if you are watching this reading, the guidance you're about to get is going to be very helpful to you as long as you intuitively select the right pile. So there are 4 piles to choose from, pile 1, 2, 3 or 4. What I would invite you to do is to close your eyes, pause the video and choose the pile that fits. If you do enjoy these readings and you would like to have a one-to-one reading with me to provide more specific insight into your situation, whatever that is, it could be anything really: love, career, finance, relationships, soul path, alignment, fulfillment. I will read on all of those things, but remember, I like to read on the present energy rather than the concrete future outcome, because I just don't use the tarot in that way. If you'd like a reading, or if you'd like a tarot guidance session where I combine music, manifestation and tarot to help you really, really in depth find your answers and then actually manifest the outcome that you want, and quickly as well, then I would urge you to contact me. And so you can either email me at pathwaystarot@outlook.com, or you can visit my website at pathways-tarot.com. So I'm very excited to dive into this reading. There are some beautiful cards here. I cannot wait. And now is the time to pause the video and choose 1, 2, 3 or even all 4 piles if you feel called to do so. There are no rules when it comes to tarot readings. It is all about your intuition. So please pause the video here and I'll see you on the other side. Ciao for now. Now we are going to be having a look at the pile 1 cards. So you can see we've got 2 oracle cards here and 4 tarot cards. The way that I shuffle is that I shuffle until completion. Whichever cards fall out of the deck are the ones that are meant to be in that reading. And I continue shuffling and letting cards fall until I feel like we have reached the final card that the deck would like to show. So our 2 oracle cards for today are Deception and Envy, and also Fulfillment of Wishes. And our 4 tarot cards is the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Wands, the Chariot, and Justice. I invite you to close your eyes with me, take a deep breath in, and release. 2 more. Breathe in, and release. Breathe in and release. This pile was a particularly strong pile. I think that the energy for this reading is very strong at this time. And if this reading is particularly for you, then I can tell that you're in a very complicated situation. We'll begin the reading by looking at the oracle cards. When you see cards like Deception and Envy and Fulfillment of Wishes, it might seem like a contradiction, but my intuition is telling me that the deception and the envy that is happening, it's because one of you, either you or your soulmate, is currently in a place where they are looking at another life, where they are looking at a life that they wish that they had, perhaps one that they see represents abundance. They're looking at this life and they're very envious of it. It could actually be you. You could be looking at those people who seem to have found their soulmate, those people who, post all the time on Facebook, on Instagram, pictures with their loved one, which can be very cute. Remember that often it does actually statistically show that they're less happy than people who don't. It's not everyone, but just keep that in mind. Everything on Facebook and Instagram is not always as it seems. Perhaps you're looking at these relationships online or even around you and your friends, and you're envious. But the deception part of this card is telling us that that is potentially a deception. The other part here is I'm getting the energy that it is these two things that are actually stopping you from finding your soulmate. You're letting your envy stop you from actually fulfilling your truth. Remember that you already have access to abundance, and it's only your mind that is limiting it. You're deceiving yourself. You're sending out a false image of yourself. You're not being true to your heart. You're not letting your heart show. You can see the figure in this card is wearing a mask. He's taking off his mask when he's alone. The image you're showing to the world is not who you are inside, not who you are when you're alone. To be able to fully attract your soulmate, and you need to be who you are, because your soulmate is coming for you. Your soulmate is coming to fulfill your wishes. But it's the envy, it's the deception that's stopping you from getting there at the moment. You are in a state of almost panic, I sense. It's this almost feeling of desperation, feeling of longing. But you don't need to be there, because your heart is enough, and that's what the deception and envy card tells me. When we see the Ace of Cups in a reading, and this is a beautiful deck, it's based on the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot. It's called the Legacy Tarot, I believe, by Ciro Marchetti. The Oracle card is the Psychic Tarot deck, very popular one. But yeah, this one, the Legacy Tarot, I haven't seen many places, but I love it because it's very mythical. So when we look at this card, the Ace of Cups, it kind of looks like Atlantis to me. And if you remember, Atlantis is a lost city. It was a city of wealth, it was a city of riches, but it's been lost. And if we look at the placement in relation to the Deception and Envy card, you can see that he is looking down at this cup. You envy this lifestyle. You want to live this life. Spiritual wealth. In fact, your feelings towards that life, they're overflowing. That's what the Ace means. The Ace of Cups is like an overflowing of emotion. In the traditional Rider-Waite deck, it often means new love or awakening, but in this deck I see it as a bit different. I see it as buried emotion, fulfillment, buried, and it wants to come out. It's a glass, it's a cup. You can drink from it. You can drink from this ocean of fulfillment, but it's at the bottom of the ocean. You can't quite reach it yet because you are burying it. You're burying it with your true self. In order to drink from that cup, you need to raise it to your lips and drink, because it's there. You just have to find it. And I find it very interesting that in this reading we also have the Ace of Wands. You are really, really, really interested in finding this person. You are calling in your soulmate. The Ace of Wands is like the card of awakening, sexuality, passion. passion, desire. It's telling me that maybe you've realized your deception and envy has to end. Starting to accept yourself. You're starting to come to that realization of what you need to do. You're passionate about this person. You feel that passion for your soulmate in your heart. You feel it. But it's in a canyon. It almost looks like hell. There are huge walls that surround this passion, this fire. Dragons that are protecting it. And you know what I'm going to say? It's the walls. We need to bring them down. Because once we bring those walls down, it'll just be the wand standing in the middle. And let me tell you, you want that wand. That wand means creativity. It means passion. It means sexuality. It means drive. And look at all those beautiful crystals on the outside aligning, sending that message. You need to find that part of yourself. And for some of you here, you feel that part of yourself, but you're too scared to show it. That aligned, beautiful, creative, passionate, sexual, purpose-driven person. That's what's going to call in your soulmate. That wand energy is going to call that soulmate to you. You need to just raise the wand up, just like you need to raise that cup up. When you have the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands, my God, your energy is so strong right now. It's like this fresh energy. The beginning of something beautiful is about to happen if you take that chance. Your fulfillment of wishes is about to happen if you take that chance. And the Chariot card is just confirming that. It is telling me, ride forward. The Chariot is a major arcana card. It's a very strong energy right now, even stronger than the two aces. It's saying you need to show strength. Okay, you need to be staying active. You need to be aligning your heart, your soul, and your mind. And when you can do that, when you can align those things, you can take steps in the physical world to make that happen. You can manifest. The Chariot is all about manifesting. The Chariot is all about going forward without boundaries, breaking those boundaries down. And I think the main theme of this reading is the breaking down of those boundaries that you need to do before you can find the one. When you conquer that Ace challenge, when you bring those walls down, you can unlock the Chariot. You can move forward with strength. Look at this figure on this card, this powerful, powerful woman, lavishly decorated. Riches and wealth, spiritual, material, emotional, and look at the beautiful, intuitive moon behind her. This is a woman that you don't mess with. This is a woman who knows what she wants and she's going straight for it, and that's going to be you too. Just need to break down the walls. The final card, Justice. It's a beautiful card to get in a reading. It means that justice will be achieved. Whatever energy you're putting out, whether it's your lower shadow energy or your higher vibration, light energy, whatever the energy you're putting out, that is what is going to come to you. There are two sides of you at the moment. They're warring sides, and they're saying, oh, which one's going to win? Is it going to be the side of darkness, or is it going to be the side of light? The side of darkness will lead to you staying trapped in those places, under the water, in the cavern, staying in that space of deception and envy. But if you choose to embrace the light side of you, and it's completely your choice, it's just a mindset adjustment, then you are going to hold the keys to the truth. The other beautiful thing about this card of Justice is there is an arrow that's pointing to the world. It's finding where your soulmate is, and it is calling your soulmate to you. The Justice card means you will reap the energy that you sow. Whatever choices you make now, the equivalent reactions will come back to you. If you are calling your soulmate with an open heart, an open mind, manifesting, already acting as though you have that fulfillment, then your soulmate is going to be rushing towards you, because this energy, all of these aces, this fiery energy, the Chariot, fulfillment of wishes, This is fast-moving energy. So I need to reassure you that if you make that choice to open your heart and to let that soulmate energy really rush into you, it's going to be here before you can even blink. So now I invite you to complete some manifestation mantras with me that you can actually do every day to call this energy in. So please close your eyes. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, in through your nose, out through your mouth. One more time. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Repeat after me. I am a strong, powerful woman, and I will not let my fears get in the way of me achieving my true bliss. I choose to open my heart. I choose to let down my walls. And in the vacuum I create, the pure light and energy of my soulmate will rush into me. Thank you ever so much for watching. The best of luck on your journey. Ciao for now. Welcome to the people who chose pile number 2. My goodness, do I have a doozy for you right now. Can you believe it? We got the Two of Cups from 2 different decks. Amazing. The Two of Cups is like the soulmate card. Amazing. I can't wait to dive into this reading. Before I begin, I want to tell you about the decks that I'm using. The oracle cards at the top are from the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck, and the tarot cards, based on the traditional Rider-Waite version, are from the Legacy Tarot deck by Ciro Marchetti. I believe that's how you say his name. Ciro Marchetti. Okay. So, my goodness. If you are here in pile 2, you have a beautiful, beautiful set of cards here. You have got some oracle cards telling me about your old soul and how this spiritual union could very well be a twin flame bond. And if it's not a twin flame bond, then it's going to be a very harmonious soulmate connection. And you have had this connection for many, many lifetimes. And as we move down to the tarot cards, the lovers, beautiful. Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry. I said Two of Cups before. In this deck, they're quite similar actually, but the lovers is also a card of lovers. It is also a card of balance. But in the context of this reading, in the context of this reading, this is absolutely to do with you and your soulmate, and I am so excited for you. So the Lovers card is telling me that you two are absolutely destined to be together. But the interesting thing is that it's come out with the Devil card, and that can be quite scary sometimes. In this case, I actually believe the Devil card is not a scary card. I actually believe that the Devil card is there to tell you that you are bound as twin flames or soulmates. Harmonious soulmates, I should say, because some soulmate connections are very fiery and are not particularly healthy. They're there to teach you a lesson, but this particular connection, I think this is a very deep soulmate connection, and it is there to teach you the lesson of love and acceptance. So that's a brief overview. Let's begin. You have come into a spiritual union, or you will come into a spiritual union with somebody who is absolutely, absolutely destined for you in this lifetime. You are both old souls. You have a lot of wisdom. You've learnt a lot from the lives that you've been in previously. And you've met each other in those lives, and you've already learnt so many things. You know, as I said, soulmates are here to teach us lessons. And you've already learnt so much. I'm getting the sense that this is almost the final lesson that you have to learn, or one of the final lessons. It's like the refinement, you know, of your knowledge. You've been through so much, you've experienced so much, and also been through so much and experienced so much together. You know each other, you know each other's hearts. You know, you are drinking from the same cup. You have a soul bond. You have a soul contract. You agreed to meet each other in this lifetime again. In some other past lifetime, you were together. If you don't believe in past lives, if you don't believe that that's true, then in this lifetime, your energies, they are connecting, man. They are connecting, and you are going to find each other if you haven't already. There's not much more I can really say about that. It's so clear and cut and dried. So let's move on to the next line of the tarot cards. So as I was saying before, you have the beautiful Lovers card here. That is a card of balance. That is the card of soulmates. That is the card of ultimate lovers and twin flames. I'm not going to say it's a twin flame because for some people it's not going to be. It's going to be, as I said, a harmonious soulmate. But if there are any cards indicating that it would be a twin flame, it would be these ones. This connection that you have is so incredibly strong. It is felt across all of the decks. It is so incredibly strong that you both embody the energy of the King of Cups. You are sitting there on your throne, materially surrounded by that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful feeling of love and abundance. The King of Cups is someone who's been through a lot. That's your soul. And it's your soulmate's soul too. I don't like to read the court cards as men or women. I don't believe in that. I believe in the energy that they're talking about. Your soul has gone from ace through the numbers all the way up to the court cards, and this is your final court card. You are sitting on top of an emotional minefield. I shouldn't say minefield, goldfield, that's a better word. An emotional goldfield. You have achieved everything you need to achieve materially and emotionally and spiritually, and you are sitting there in your power, completely in your power. If this is your partner at the moment, this is a yes. This partner is for you. If you haven't found the one, if you're single, this person who's coming into your life, oh my God, you couldn't ask for a better partner. This person knows you. They're like you. They are very likely your twin flame. They are part of you. They're like the half of your soul, the other half of your soul. And as I said before, the Devil card here, that's not a sign of torture or death or that you're going to hell. Quite the opposite. I think the Devil card here, I'm getting the message that it is that you guys are bound together. The Devil is all about it's all about bondage, and it's about feeling trapped sometimes. But why do they feel trapped? Because they're shackled, or because they're tied together. And in this case, you are tied together by a beautiful golden spiritual rope. But you're not cuffed to it. You're both holding on to this rope. You're not bound by it. You're holding on to it and you're freed by it. This rope gives you communication. Anywhere that you are, you can intuitively feel that other person. And you know, I think if you're here, you know either that you've met your soulmate or that they're coming. I think that you feel that energy rushing towards you. Although I have to say that the time frame for this is very eternal, which generally means that if you're separated from your twin flame or from your soulmate, it's not going to be coming towards you really fast. It's not going to happen in the next couple of weeks or maybe even months. But the timing when it does happen is going to be absolutely perfect. You will look back with your wisdom, and I think if you are here, you have the wisdom to know that. You will look back and think, wow, that timing was absolutely perfect. That twin flame was waiting until we could properly align ourselves. I mean, maybe your twin flame is from overseas, from somewhere else. Maybe your twin flame is somebody who is not in the right place physically at the moment, materially. Maybe they're working really hard at work or something like that. But even if you are separated and it's not your time yet, know that this person is thinking of you. This person is manifesting you. There is so much gold in these cards, and there are, again, so many major arcana cards here. Wisdom, the Lovers, the Devil. It's just a beautiful reading with a lot of power, a lot of internal power. And now what you need to do is to sit there comfortable in the knowledge, in the power of your wisdom, and in the knowledge that your soulmate or twin flame is either your partner or absolutely is with you right now, whether they're there or not. And it's only a matter of time until you meet them. So what I'd like you to do, what I'd invite you to do, is to close your eyes. We're going to take in some deep breaths, and then we're going to repeat a few mantras to help you remain wise, to help you remain contented in the knowledge that your twin flame is absolutely out there, and you will find each other. In fact, you've already found each other spiritually. So, I invite you to close your eyes, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, in through your nose, out through your mouth, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Please repeat after me. I am extremely powerful. I am an experienced and old soul. Twin flame or soulmate, I feel you right now. I feel you in my heart. I reach to you. I embrace you. Wherever you are, whatever you are doing, I am with you, and I invite you to find me as I am finding you. Thank you ever so much for watching, and if you would like to purchase a tarot reading from me, make sure you head on over to my website, pathways-tarot.com, or you can email me at pathwaystarot at outlook.com. Okay, if you have chosen pile number 3, welcome. This is a very, very juicy reading here. So the way that I shuffle, well, firstly we have 2 decks. We've got the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck and the Legacy Tarot deck. And the way that I shuffle is that I allow the cards to come out as they please, the cards that jump out, the cards that I put in the reading, and I arrange them into a spread that feels intuitively correct. I continue shuffling until I feel as though that deck has revealed what it wishes to reveal. So for your reading, you've got 2 oracle cards, and you've actually got 4 oracle cards, and you've got 2 tarot cards. So I'm having a look here, and I'm seeing your reading. It's a bit different to the other readings in this pick a card reading because I'm seeing 2 channels. I'm actually seeing one channel belonging to you, and I'm seeing one channel belonging to your soulmate. And I don't see a convergence at the end yet. It's very clear to me, and I don't know which path is which. You may be path 1, or you may be path 2. So path 1, I sense, are the cards on the left-hand side. So spiritual strength, triumph, and 3 of cups. And path 2 are the cards on the right-hand side, emotional withdrawal, authority, and coins. I am feeling as though you are path 2. However, this is not going to be true for everyone watching this, because this is picking up on a lot of energy that's going around. And if you've chosen this reading, it could be either of these two paths that you do fit into. So I'm not going to refer to them as you and your soulmate. I'm going to refer to it as Soulmate 1 and Soulmate 2. So let's begin with Soulmate 2, or Path 2. Emotional withdrawal, authority, and the Three of Coins. This person is working hard. This person has checked themselves out emotionally because of the work that they're doing. Physically, in this material world, they are in a job that is very demanding. They hold a position of power and authority, maybe a managerial role, maybe they're a teacher, maybe they're a counselor, some position that has some kind of power over other people. And they are working damn hard. If you are Soulmate 2, you are somebody who loves to do a good job and loves to play by the rules. You're somebody who loves to stick by the book. Somebody who loves to help others and guide others. But the problem with this is that it means that emotionally, sometimes you have to shut down because you can't be an extremely hyper effective authority figure and worker while also keeping that softer spiritual side. Or at least that's what you think. It is possible, but in this day and age we're told that if we're going to be that manager, if we're going to be in charge of helping other people or managing other people, if we're going to be working hard, we're keeping our emotions, we're keeping our spirituality out of that. And the problem with that is that that doesn't sit well with you. You're not that type of person. You're not the type of person who really wants to keep that spirituality out. You crave that spiritual side of you. You crave that spiritual connection. And it's that spiritual connection that will help you to connect with your soulmate. But right now, Soulmate 2, you're emotionally withdrawn from the work that you've been doing. Of course, it may also mean that due to some trauma in your past, you are actually emotionally detached. You've detached from your emotions. Maybe you've given up on the idea of finding your soulmate. Maybe you feel really disillusioned with the other relationships in your life. Maybe something happened to you when you were a child and it really hurt you and broke you. And as a response to that, which is totally understandable, as a response to that trauma, that sadness, that suffering, that pain, you focused on work, you focused on becoming the best that you could be at whatever it is you choose to do. A bit of a perfectionist, but a bit hardcore sometimes too. You are a professional in your field. You are esteemed in your field. People look up to you. People admire your wisdom and your knowledge. People admire your hard work. But sometimes we need to be more forgiving of other people. And that stems from being more forgiving of ourselves, which we can't really do if we're emotionally withdrawn. So currently Soulmate 2 is sitting in that place of sadness, of hurt, of trauma, and if this is you, then the response to that is totally understandable. It's really hard. Some things in this world, it's really hard to get through them. And sometimes all that we need is that bit of compassion. Maybe you're sitting here watching this reading because you want your soulmate to save you and to bring you back, bring that emotional side of yourself back to you. Maybe the soulmate represents that ideal state of emotional bliss to you, but it's not what soulmates are for. You need to be accepting of yourself before you can find this soulmate. The Three of Coins or Pentacles in a traditional deck is a card telling me that your work is going to pay off financially. Maybe what it takes is putting aside that fear of success and that fear of control or lack of control and realizing that you are a flawed human just like everyone else. You are not perfect. No one is perfect. And those flaws, they are what make you you. If something traumatic happened to you, it's dealing with that trauma. It's finding the root of that trauma and dealing with the repercussions. And it is a long, long journey. But when you finish it, you're going to find your soulmate. So I urge you to start working on yourself, because when you work on yourself, that's when you're going to triumph. And that brings me over to Soulmate 1. Soulmate 1, you are so ready. You have been practicing your spirituality. You have been reading tarot. You have been manifesting. You have been raising your energy vibrations. You've been completing mantras. You've been meditating. You have been aligning yourself to find this person. That's shown in the spiritual strength card. You might even be some kind of leader in spirit. Some kind of teacher, perhaps. And you know what? You are triumphant at that. You have succeeded at your aims. You are spiritual and you are living a life of abundance and success. You're living a life with a lot of friendship and a lot of things that are going on. Happiness, reunions, collaborations. It's the Three of Cups. Your cup or cups are overflowing with happiness, with music, with fulfillment. But there's a parallel. The Three of Coins, you feel that your soulmate is hurting. And you feel separate from them because you are here living one very different life than what they're living. And you feel maybe a lack of connection to them because you can't connect with their energy right now. Maybe they're not on the same vibration as you yet. And my message for these people is you just need to be patient, because they will come. That's the point of soulmates. They will come. They always come. But they come at the right time. They come at the time that you need. What is this soulmate going to teach you? What will soulmate 2 teach soulmate 1? Well, soulmate 2 will teach soulmate 1 the value of hard work and perseverance in the material world. Soulmate 1 will teach soulmate 2 the value of taking it easy, partying it up a little bit, collaborating, spending time with friends and family. They'll teach them to lighten up. And thus, when those two paths come together, let's find out what the outcome is. So I'm just going to shuffle some cards. I'm going to shuffle the Legacy Tarot deck to find out what the outcome will be when these paths unite. I should also say, oh, beautiful. The star came out. I should also say that these two paths could actually be two sides of yourself that you need to unite to find your soulmate. So you could be actually soulmate 1 and soulmate 2 at the same time. You could have one side of yourself that's very triumphant spiritually. One side of yourself that likes partying, but it's a dual life, because there's another side of you that is also playing these authority roles in your work, feeling like you have to work hard, and you're feeling guilty because you can't unite these two paths. You're struggling to find out how you can unite these two sides of yourself. And we need to unite the two sides of ourselves, because that is what is our true self. And when we accept our true self, we find our soulmate. Now, the other thing I should say that I find very interesting, and this is perhaps another reason why it could be two sides of yourself, the cards are mirroring each other, but kind of the opposite. So up the top, we've got two oracle cards. One of them is talking about spirit, one of them is talking about emotion. One of them is talking about strength, and one of them is talking about more of a sadness or a pulling back. So one is a forward motion, one is a backward motion. It's a little yin and yang, to be honest. And then we have triumph and authority. They're both major arcana in this particular oracle deck. They reflect each other. And then we move down into the Three of Cups and the Three of Coins. And threes, one of the material and physical world, one of the spiritual and emotional world. I think it's very interesting that these cards are mirroring each other, and it does point to the fact that this could be saying you need to unite these two paths in yourself, these two sides of yourself, and then you'll find your soulmate. Because, beautiful card, I just pulled the Star. The Star is a card of intuition, it is a card of spirituality, and it is a card that tells you that you are your guiding star. When you put these two paths together, when you can somehow combine the material with the spiritual, you find your intuitive path, and you, like the guiding star, will guide that soulmate straight to you. Alternatively, if you are soulmate 1 or soulmate 2, what it is saying is that you are going to come together and be this beautiful light force. Because when these two paths align in two different people, or even the same person, you've got every base covered. You've got your spiritual, material, physical, emotional bases all covered. And when those forces are combined, it's like the holy trinity of forces, and you become a source of guiding light to the people around you. So inspiring. I'm really, really, really excited for you if you have this reading. You've got a path ahead of you. You've got a lot to learn. But my God, when you two come together, when you unite these forces, you are going to glow like the brightest star in the night sky. Please let me know how your journey continues. Let me know where you stand. And if you'd like to book a one-on-one reading or tarot guidance session, which incorporates music and also manifestation and meditation as well with me, then feel free to email pathwaystarot@outlook.com or visit my website, pathways-tarot.com. Now I invite you to close your eyes. We're going to take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and release through the mouth. And we're going to repeat some mantras to help us call our soulmate. So I invite you to close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth, in through your nose, and out through your mouth. Clear your mind of all obstacles, open your mind, and repeat after me. Alignment is coming my way. When I align spiritual, material, emotional, and physical, I am an unstoppable force for good. My soulmate and I will live a life guided by light. I choose to honor myself on the journey there, so that I can recognize my soulmate as soon as they arrive. Thank you ever so much for watching. Have a lovely day or night. Ciao for now. Okay, if you chose pile number 4, welcome. My goodness, this was a powerful and very strong intuitive reading. I found this one interesting, actually. I can sympathize with your energy at the moment because I have been pulling a lot of these cards recently. I was pretty excited when I saw what came out. And one of the things that I loved the most in this reading is that, again, like many of the other readings today, we actually have confirmation of the truth and power of this reading, because we are having very similar cards from different decks. So if you look in the middle of this reading, you can see you've got the Hope card and the Faith card, and these are pretty similar meanings. So that's very interesting to me. And yes, let's move on. So this reading, if you chose card number 4, I feel your pain. My goodness, I feel your pain. You are hurting. Your heart, your chest, it's aching. It's aching. You're pushing down sadness, and it's going into your body. You're internalizing that sadness, and you're sad because your third eye chakra, your third eye, the other part of you, your intuition, you are listening to your intuition, and it's telling you one thing, but your reality is telling you a different thing. You know, your third eye is telling you your soulmate's out there, they're coming. You know, you're being spiritual, you're listening to your intuition. Why haven't they come yet? And you're questioning this, and you are feeling a sense of longing. You are suffering in silence. You feel silence. You feel like you can't talk about this because you need to just trust your intuition all the time. You need to play that kind of spiritual role and just be like, you know, oh, yep, they're coming, unequivocally. But you don't actually have to suffer in silence. And can I just say as well, that's the suffering in silence card. The 8 of Swords is a really similar thing, except it's telling me, well, we'll get to what it's telling me in a moment. Your suffering is coming because you're feeling like you've been waiting and waiting. It's shown by the waiting game. Again, as I said, you're seeing the spiritual changes. You're feeling in your intuition that something is coming, but it hasn't arrived. And you've been feeling like this for a long time. And you're just like, when is it going to come? How much longer do I have to wait? Is this even going to happen? Am I just crazy? Am I reading the wrong things? And you know what? No, you're not. If anything, the way you feel is totally justified. But, oh my God, exactly what you want is coming straight for you if you choose it. If you have a look over on the right-hand side of this reading, the waiting game card, you can see that before the tree can blossom, with all the leaves and the branches, it needs to put down its roots. And that's what's happening. The roots are spiritual. The roots are being grown. The roots are being grown. You feel blindfolded. You feel like you don't know what's happening. And now we'll get to the 8 of Swords. You feel like you do not know what's happening. You might even feel a sense of blind faith. You know, like you're believing without seeing, and you're kind of coming to the end of your tether with that. You're kind of starting to doubt whether that's the truth. But what I need to tell you is that this 7 of Swords, it looks scary, but you are blindfolded. You're not actually trapped. You're feeling attacked. You're feeling sad, like all these things are making you feel sad, but actually you can take that blindfold off yourself and you can walk right out of the path of all of the swords. It is a self-imposed limit. You are blinding yourself at the moment, and you are telling yourself, I feel really sad, there's no other way, like I just have to wait and I just have to let this happen, and I don't know when it's going to happen. Is it even going to happen? But actually, yes, if you take that blindfold off, if you start to really delve deeper into the spiritual meaning of soulmates and understand how they come to be, you will be able to walk away from those swords and be enlightened. And that's what the 7 of Swords means. Now, in a typical reading, if I was doing a love reading, for example, the 7 of Swords would usually tell me that there's some kind of deception going on. So it could be someone cheating on someone, or someone telling lies or keeping truth, something like that. It's not usually a very nice card to get in that context. But in this context, the 7 of Swords is a great card. And it's a great card because it's telling me that there is something you don't know, a truth that you don't know, and you're going to learn it. Because the 7 of Swords always comes out. The truth always comes out. Always. It's just a matter of time. You just have to wait, and you will find out what this truth is. Alright? So, the 7 of Swords in this reading is just to reassure you, is just saying there is something you don't know. Something's going on behind the scenes that you don't know, and you're going to find out what it is. Okay? So, let's come into the middle cards. cards, two cards that are the same meaning from different decks, hope and faith. The reason that this card is in the middle and that I was intuitively guided to put those two cards next to each other is because the center of this reading is about hope. You hope beyond all hopes that your soulmate is out there. You're starting to doubt that they are. You're masking that doubt behind a blind hope. You're telling yourself, no, the universe will provide. The universe will bring me my soulmate. No doubt, no doubt. You're not even entertaining consciously the fact that it might not. And that's leading to you suffering in silence because you're silencing yourself and your own fears. You need to embrace those fears and you need to have faith because the groundwork is being laid. Yes, you're running out of hope, but hey, that golden light of the universe, that is there for you. You are manifesting. We need to get out of this self-restricting kind of emotions. We need to get out of this self-restricting kind of position, and we need to place ourselves into a position of hope and of faith. The message here is very clear. It's very simple. You don't need to give up on your beliefs. You don't need to give up on that knowledge that this is coming for you, because it is coming for you. Absolutely, it's coming for you. Your third eye has alerted you to that fact. Have hope. That person is out there. Seven of Swords says you're going to discover that truth very quickly once you remove that self-limiting blindfold, which is seconded by the Fool down the bottom. The Fool is like an open journey. The world is your oyster. Which path are you going to take? You can take any path. You're the master of your own destiny. If you want to meet your soulmate, you need to take off that blindfold so that you can make an open-eyed choice about the path you're going to take, the path of faith, the path of hope, the path to living your best self and accepting yourself for your fears and your anxieties, listening to your intuition, your clairsentience, your clairaudience, your clairvoyance, listening to that. And your third eye, choosing the path that is going to bring you joy, that is going to bring you faith, that is going to bring you optimism, that's going to end your suffering and finally bring your beautiful soulmate to you. And it will happen if you choose this path of hope and faith, or the right path, the path that feels right to you, beyond a shadow of a doubt. You are absolutely going to come into contact with this soulmate sooner rather than later, because the only thing that's currently stopping you is not seeing the roots that are growing. But these roots are almost done. The tree is almost ready to sprout more and more and more leaves, right? The tree's already got branches. It's almost there. Your journey together is almost ready to start, but it cannot start until you ditch the self-doubt, self-fears, lose the blindfold and start moving forward, choosing your own path, realizing that you are in control of your own decisions. Excuse me. You are in control of your own decisions. Your soulmate will come. They're on a path to you. Just as you select the path to them, they select the path to you. They mirror your energy. And now I invite you to close your eyes as we complete some mantras for manifestation. Breathe in deeply through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Repeat after me. I already have abundance. My mind is the only limiting factor. I commit to choosing my best path to happiness, fulfillment, and contentment. When I do so, I call my soulmate to me so that they can swiftly move to me. Thank you ever so much for watching. It was a pleasure reading for you as always. And if you would like a reading, a one-to-one reading from me, or a tarot guidance session, which includes music, manifestation, meditation, as well as tarot, then I urge you to visit my website, pathways-tarot.com, or to email me on pathwaystarot@outlook.com. And I look forward to hearing about your journey. Please leave a comment if you want to let me know where you're at. If you want any clarification, I may have the chance to come around and be able to provide that to you. Feel free to leave a comment for any more guidance. Love and light to you all. Ciao for now.